Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Excellent. We're in a very special car, I understand.
Yes, this is the new Tucson hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. We are bringing this to market in spring of 2014.
Yeah, and so this is a fuel cell, different from an electric car, but it has like huge advantages compared to an electric car, right?
Yeah, and the basic difference is with an electric vehicle, all the power is stored on board through large batteries. With the fuel cell vehicle, the power is actually generated on board with the fuel cell stack. So it's a completely different philosophy of electric vehicle, and Hyundai considers it the next generation of electric vehicle. So.
And you said it's going to be available next year?
Yes, it will be available in spring of 2014. And we're going to make it available to customers through a very attractive $499 lease per month for 3 years. And that includes unlimited fuel. It also includes Hyundai's assurance program, which includes complete service. We'll pick up and deliver the vehicle from your driveway for any service and give you a loan vehicle during that period. Very, very convenient, and all maintenance is covered. So it's a very carefree, confident way to drive a fuel cell vehicle.
But it's going to be limited to California at the beginning, I understand?
Right in the beginning, we're gonna be in the Los Angeles and Orange County area. That's where the concentration of hydrogen fueling stations is currently. And so that's where we'll start. That's going to be the most beneficial for consumers. Very easy to refuel, to have several options along their daily commute, their daily lifestyle. And so it's going to be a very seamless transition for them in that area.
And at this point, even though obviously you have the technology to develop this car, the infrastructure is not there, and that's the limitation, right?
Right. Yeah, there's around almost 10 stations in Southern California right now. So if you live in that area, it's very feasible to have a hydrogen vehicle meet your daily needs. As you move away from that concentration, of course, it's not going to be a perfect fit for those consumers. But on Hyundai.com right now, we have interested consumers can go online, indicate their interest, and based on their suitability for the vehicle, they'll have the opportunity to lease the vehicle for $499 a month. And again, it includes all the fuel for 3 years. That's a lot of fuel. Yeah. And all the maintenance services, the convenience.
And how is that set up? Because if you said that the fuel is included, they go and they get a card or something, or how is that the process going to be?
We haven't determined that as a company yet, but it would either be some type of private card or code that would enable them to fuel at the different stations. So we'll work out the details of that, but we are committing to providing the fuel at no charge to those customers.
And again, the fuel is hydrogen.
The fuel is hydrogen.
Yeah,
yes.
And there's have been other companies that have developed these kind of cars, but they really haven't put it into, well, I guess in some experimental way, but this is not experimental. This is already like anybody can go out and try to get this car, right?
Yeah, in this spring, it'll be a genuine Hyundai mass-produced fuel cell vehicle. This is the first mass-produced fuel cell vehicle. That's one of its differentiators in the market. The others have been produced, but not necessarily on a mass production scale. This is produced at our Ulsan plant in Korea, and it is it's on a spur line of the main Tucson gasoline-powered production. So that helps with production quality, helps with speed and efficiency of production. Obviously, there are many benefits in using that Tucson line.
Yeah, and so obviously it's more efficient than a gas car and an electric car. How was the? I mean, we're driving here around in LA, around the convention center in Los Angeles. I mean, we're going that fast, but I mean that the performance of the car is similar to the regular car, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can feel the electric motor torque as you're driving. It's instantaneous. There's no delay. Electric motors, by the way they work, the torque is instantaneous. There's no ramp up like in a gasoline powered vehicle. So it's like an electric vehicle torque, okay, with great drivability. The only thing that you don't see or hear or feel is that electricity is being generated on board. So it's being generated quietly while we sit here through airflow and the fuel cell process, and that electricity is being replenished for the motors to be driven.
So that's how the system interacts. You put hydrogen into the car, and then the hydrogen generates the electricity for the engine to move.
That's right. The fuel cell uses the hydrogen to generate electricity, and that electricity is burned used as we drive. So that's the big difference between a battery electric vehicle. Battery electric vehicle, you have to take time to fill the batteries with electricity. It takes a fairly long time. So if you drive somewhere, you need to allow for time to recharge. Whereas with the fuel cell vehicle, the refueling period is about 10 minutes. So it's very similar to a gasoline-powered driving experience. If you go somewhere, you don't have to worry, oh, I must take several hours to refuel. You can refuel in about 10 minutes. So you can refuel, keep moving.
Yeah. And so you said like the stations, refueling stations are around LA and Orange County?
Yes, they're along, the main concentration is along the 405 freeway that curves along the South Bay and down to Orange County. That's a big concentration. You know, Southern California has one of the largest concentrations in the United States. It's the densest concentration.
But obviously this is going to be the future, right? I think.
Well, Hyundai certainly believes it is the future. It is the next generation of electric vehicle. Producing electricity on board is definitely very efficient.
So $495 for a month for 3 years. Is there a down payment involved in that?
There is a $29.99 down payment. There's also a California rebate program that allows for these people to have $2,500 credited to them as part of this California rebate program. So a lot of that would be compensated for in the program. So it's very, very attractive lease. Once you include the fuel, the service, the vehicle use, the rebates that are involved, you know, it's a very, very attractive lease.
And what happens at the end of the lease? They have to return. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen in 3 years, right?
Oh, the vehicle would be returned to Hyundai, and Hyundai will make use of the vehicle. But the consumer doesn't need to worry about that.
No, there's going to probably be a newer model by then.
Yeah, this is the current generation that we're offering, and of course we're looking at the future, but we can't talk about the future
You probably don't even know.
We know some things, but we can't talk about it.
Okay, thank you very much. Very interesting.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.